we want to look into the possibility of if Russia invades Finland and Sweden. As far as everybody knows, Russia warned Finland and Sweden not to join NATO alliance. But at the same time, we see that both countries are insisted to join NATO, and we want to see why these two countries are trying to get the protection from NATO, and if Russia invades these countries and to secure his almost 1,300 kilometer border. But before that, let's look briefly into the Russia, Finland and Sweden history. Russia invaded Finland in February 1808, claimed as an effort to impose military sanction against Sweden, but not a war of conquest. And Russia decided to only temporarily control Finland. From 21st of February 1808 till 17th of September 1809, there was a war between Sweden and Russia. As a result, Finland invaded by Russians. And Russian victory treaty of Frederiksberg was the result of this war. But in history, there were several wars between Russia and Finland. During the Second World War, on November 1939, Soviet forces invaded Finland with 21 divisions, totaling 450,000 men, and bombed Helsinki, killing about 100 citizens and destroying more than 50 buildings. And why Russia did invade Finland during Second World War? Finland believed the Soviet Union wanted to expand into their territory, and the Soviet Union feared Finland would allow itself to be used as a base from which enemies could attack Russia. Finland declared itself neutral at the start of the Second World War, but the Soviet Union demanded concessions. And with assistance from Germany, Finland briefly recaptured its lost land, but from 1944 onwards, the Soviet Union regained control over Finland. In November 1941, the main reason for Finland's siding with Germany was to regain territory lost to the Soviet in the Winter War of 39 to 40. However, the race between Russia and Finland, it seems that continues. And again, today we see that Russia is warning Finland and Sweden not to join NATO, otherwise they have to face consequences. But the question is, while Russian army are really struggling in Ukraine to achieve their goal, are they really prepared to start another war in different parts? And all of a sudden we see that 4 NATO battleships suddenly appeared at the coast of Finland. Some might believe that the next step for Putin to secure his position in Ukraine or even in the world is to invade Finland and Sweden, because they are not members of NATO and they don't have Article 5 defense clause to guarantee their situation. And the question is why Putin should invade Finland and Sweden. because Putin aimed to destroy Euro-Atlantic security, and to do this needs to invade Sweden and Finland. By attacking Finland and Sweden, Putin will check the ability of NATO and European Union. Before these two countries join NATO, could we see that NATO or European countries decide to get into the direct war with Russia? As we all know, Putin is in a really terrible situation. The economy in Russia is really getting worse by day. Finland is part of EU countries, but is not member of the NATO. And the question is possible that European countries come to defense of Finland, even though if a Russian attack starts before they join the NATO? And if so, is that the real start for Third World War? All members of NATO are trying to speed up the process of the application of these two countries to join the NATO. And polls suggests that Finland and Sweden increasingly keen on joining NATO. Once more, I want to mention that Finland shares 1,340 kilometer border with Russia, and if Finland joins NATO, Russia will take this as a real threat. Everybody witnessed what happened in past almost 2 months in Ukraine. Obviously, these two countries are trying to protect or to get protection from NATO allies. To summarize our discussion, for decades, Sweden and Finland resisted joining the Western alliance NATO. Finland, which shares the largest EU border with Russia, specifically avoided antagonizing its much bigger neighbor throughout the Cold War. But now the calculus seems to be shifting for the Scandinavian countries, as Russia's attack on Ukraine enters over 8 weeks. Finland's Prime Minister Sanna Marin says a decision will be made on whether her country will join NATO in the coming weeks. She made the remarks while standing alongside Swedish Prime Minister, who said Sweden was re-examining its long-held position to stay out of NATO's security umbrella. Russia, for its part, has given warnings about how it would respond to such an expansion, including threats to deploy nuclear weapons and missiles to its European enclave. Until next time and next program, goodbye.